Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Panther Sports Zone. I'm Leon Brown.
I'm Zach Collins.
And I'm up to no good. For real.
This guy right here, man.
But no.
Good to have y'all back. Man, it's Friday, the last day of the week. We ain't got nothing to do. We ain't got no job. Well, Leon got a job, but
That's why we don't see him.
yeah,
Always on the go, y'all know.
always on the go. Anyways, we got a lot to talk about. Track just had a swag tournament. They still there running again. It's
I think today's the finals.
bright and early
Yeah.
in the morning, second day. But before we talk about that, we got to talk about men's basketball. Next game is against Jackson State. Obviously, they're still number one in the standings for the men's.
Yeah.
Women's plays at Jackson State as well. Second in the conference. Good luck to you guys. February 16th is game day. That's tomorrow. If we could be there, we would, but we can't.
We're not taking a 10-hour drive.
And we got more support, though, all the way from the hill, though.
Always moral support.
If I'm not mistaken, I think they might be live streaming the game.
Oh, yeah. So we are there in
So
spirit.
we'll be there in the thought of it. But honestly, we just want them not
To continue.
to let this loss build on another loss because, like I said, the first game they played, it was real scrappy.
Yeah.
They were getting, honestly, bodied, to say the least. Like, I want to say one time, I watched Tim, who Tim is like one of their guards.
Yeah.
He was pushing one of our big men. He pushed him all the way from the box to the three-point line. I'm kidding you not. I was in the stands yelling at the top of my lungs.
I'm just surprised. I mean, I understand you play the game, but a lead like that in the fourth quarter, like, you can't give up a lead like that. You have like 20-some points, but
That's why I said you just don't want it to, like, mount
you don't
on
want
top
it to
of each
build
other
on,
because they could
especially a loss like that.
Yeah.
Exactly, they could get real
But
down on themselves.
that's a good loss to have.
Oh, yeah.
Not saying like you don't
a
wanna
quality
lose.
team like
Yeah,
TSU,
that's a quality loss.
yeah.
A moral victory.
We don't do those, you know that.
Yeah.
No athlete really does moral victories.
LeBron does.
Especially
Here we go.
while he's on your team. But no,
He's still rebuilding. But anyways,
he was about to end y'all rebuilding.
yeah.
Okay, but then also just for the girls, I want to see
Yeah.
them really get through Shayla. I liked how they started playing more through the bigs last week. I just want to see them continue that because
Oh, yeah.
we definitely got probably two of the best bigs with. I always blank on 32's name, but I know Artavia Cobb is she's a graduate transfer,
Oh,
so
yeah.
she's been balling ever since she got here. So it's just something I would like to see that. If we're not going through Shayla, we need to go through the two bigs we got.
Right. Correct. Like I said, track season is back. They started yesterday.
Yeah.
SWAC tournament to open up. Both the men's and the women's finished second on the first day. Congratulations to that. Kaiser Roberts won first place in the women's long jump as a season best. Obviously, the season just started.
Yeah, this is indoor season,
Yeah.
so they've been running indoor
I'm
the whole
sorry.
time.
Yeah. With a 5.83.
Okay.
Catherine Jackson jumps 5.64 and earned second place. Yeah, makes sense. Keela Hill came in fourth place with the jump of 5.42. We just got some bunnies.
Hey, out there handling
I thought
business.
it was cool. In the distance medley, they finished with 4 minutes and 51 seconds. That takes some guts to, I ain't gonna lie.
To do the
Yeah.
medley.
A distance,
Man, you can pay me no
What's that,
money.
like 4 or 8?
yeah,
I think it's
like
4
that.
8 and
something like that.
It's just, the thing about track is, we all know what we come there for. We come for the
Why don't
relays.
the football
we come for the
players
jumps.
run no more in college?
You have,
That is
we
true.
have, I want to say 2 are running, but they always say, like, I have friends that run track, and he says, you could tell when a football player runs because it's real, like,
Yeah.
muscular and tight,
Yeah.
and they're used to, basically, that's exactly what it is, though. Like, they're used to running short distance like that. Football is all about burst,
Yeah.
and then track is, of course, about the long
distance,
side.
yeah.
But we have, I think Sonny is running. He's still working his way through his injury, but
Right.
he's running. So we have, like, multi-sport athletes. We got, I think, we have a lineman that's throwing shot and disc. So it's different things. They're starting to allow it more. This coaching staff just had to get in and, like, I guess, put themselves into the, like,
Yeah.
the grounds of the school, basically, and
Yeah.
let them understand what was going on.
Speaking of Sonny, we have another Sonny. He's a pole vault jumper. He broke his teammate Tristan Haynes, well known around school. Yeah, pole
Haynes
vault.
or Ham?
Hands. Oh, Hams.
There we
I'm
go.
sorry, my fault, brother.
And you try to jack his
Tristan
name out there,
Hams,
man.
Sonny Rodriguez Williams broke Tristan Hams' indoor pole vault record
And I think they be battling like back and
Yeah,
forth.
they're really the best 2 pole vaults, outdoor and indoor,
Yeah.
in the whole, not just conference, but country.
Yeah, in FCS level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing about like
They were doing numbers against when we had the NCAA outdoor meet.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing about track is you don't necessarily like obviously we're winning these races,
Yeah.
but when you rack up the first and second or first and third, it's all about points.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a point system. That's how they win these track meets and everything. So our team, we're not just good at the top end. We have depth all the way throughout,
Right.
and they're all good. So that's part of the reason, like to their success, I would say.
Right. Because both Hams and Weems brought in the gold and silver.
Yeah.
So we definitely got depth. Going on down the list, Worthington Moore placed 5th in the men's 3,000 meter run, and Giovanna Espinoza placed 7th in the women's 3,000 meter run. All right, yeah. So, congratulations to everybody on the track team. But
What we said today's finals, right?
Yeah, I would say good
Yeah.
luck today.
either
Okay, yeah,
today or
definitely.
Sunday or Saturday.
Definitely
Oh,
need them to
Yeah.
close
Finish
out
out
strong.
strong.
and
Yeah, finish out
Bring
strong.
this home because that was the team that started us winning SWAC last year.
Yeah.
They went track and golf and then so forth. So good luck to them.
Good luck to y'all. Now going on to baseball, we got a tournament started the season off in New Orleans. Yeah, against Alcorn State at the Andre Dawson Classic, which was formerly named the RBI Classic. But
Pretty interesting.
Okay.
yeah.
And then
Softball loss to A&M.
You know.
that was a crucial loss.
Yeah.
I watched the middle innings and it was, I would say, questionable, like calls about the strikes or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just, obviously, whenever you go into places like that where it's
Yeah.
a nationally televised game, you're against one of the top-ranked schools in the country, certain things aren't going to happen your way, and you
yeah.
have to play a perfect game in order to come away with a victory. So just for that to happen, obviously, that might be a moral
That's a
victory
hard
take.
Yeah, like a more.
Yeah. But just as far as them being able to compete and them coming to play in that game, we definitely salute that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but back to the baseball, we haven't had the best seasons like the past couple seasons, but we're definitely on the right track. SWAC is always looked down on when it comes to conference play in college baseball. We have TSU wins the SWAC every year. We got Alabama State. We really produce MLB prospects every year.
Yeah, I think SWAC overall for softball and baseball is quality play.
Yeah.
I just think they get overlooked because this is the SWAC.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
It's a whole SWAC. The whole
Hey.
SWAC as itself doesn't get the
Yeah.
respect it deserves.
When we come back, though, we got more talk for the NBA. We got trade talks. We got AB back on the news. In NFL, we got AAFL back with some games. So we'll be right back from the Sports Zone.
Traditions are not made overnight. They are created through a legacy of excellence and a commitment to something much greater. For more than 135 years, Prairie View A&M University has provided students with a strong academic foundation, a unique college experience, and the opportunity to make their mark on the world. This is a place where friendships are formed, discoveries are made, and dreams are realized. This is Prairie View A&M University, our tradition, your opportunity.
And welcome back to the Sports Zone. We're going to get right to it with the NFL. A lot of news going on. Antonio Brown requested a trade. Everybody's hitting him up on Twitter now, sliding in DMs, trying to get him to come on
Oh,
to the
yeah,
team.
you already know that.
Team. Where y'all think he going to land? Do y'all think he should leave?
I would say he can't go back into that locker room.
Yeah.
You can't.
After the season you had, well, it wasn't even
It's
a
not
season.
even.
Yeah.
It's not even on him. I would say a coach can't keep his locker room together if you let somebody wild out the way he did.
Yeah.
And just for the fact that for so long, just because he's probably been the best receiver in the league for the last 5-6 years, for them to allow him to do whatever he wants, now you want to rein him in and bring him back in.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, especially not at the, I would say, peak of his career. He's been here. He got his big money now.
Yeah.
So now you really can't tell him what to do at all. So for them to try to make it seem like he's in the wrong or that he he is hurting the team, I think that hurts it overall. So just for my perspective, I would say that he definitely should leave. Now, I would say his best options is the Colts, because the Colts can offer the most things. As far as picks, they have money, they have the cachet to do whatever they need. And him and Andrew Luck will be a nice combination with him and T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah.
And then obviously if they pick up a running back such as Le'Veon Bell, or stay with Mac, because Mac was balling in the playoffs. But also if he goes out west to San Francisco.
San Francisco?
Yes.
I was saying San Diego.
San Diego, no, just because Phillip Rivers is definitely towards 1 or 2 years left. And he has 9 kids, so he wants to go take care of them. He a country dude, so he has 9 kids. But as far as for AB, I would say either he would go to Indianapolis or to San Francisco. The only thing about San Francisco, I don't know what they really have to offer for him. And I know for sure they're going to at least want a first-round pick off of that. So do you give up the future for AB? I would. I'm betting the house on it, so I would take that because they do have their franchise quarterback. They have a young coach they believe in. Their defense is starting to come together because all of these years they had first-round picks. And now with them finally having an opportunity to blow this offense wide open, I'm definitely taking that risk.
What you think, Leon? Where you think?
I mean, I agree with my boy Zach. I mean, to add on to the offensive weapons that they already have, and to have him, I feel like he'd be a fit. I would think he'd be best at the Texans, but that's just my opinion. I mean,
you said as a Texan?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
What you mean?
Because we already got DeAndre Hopkins. We're about to get Kyle Fuller back. Will Fuller.
Yeah. I feel like he can add on to what we already have. I mean, why not?
But do you think with Antonio Brown, his persona, you think that will fit in with DeAndre Hopkins?
DeAndre Hopkins is quiet.
Yeah, he's not
he may
really
not
just
talk a lot on the media.
No, but
I mean, but overall, he's just not one of those.
His personality. Like, he's not gonna be in front of the camera. Like, so I feel like that'll balance. And I think AB just does that because they allow him to
do it. Yeah.
Like, because you gotta understand his rise into the NFL. Like, this is somebody who he got kicked out of Florida State. Like, he had to go somewhere else, and then he goes to a mid-major school. Then he gets picked in the 5th, 6th round. And then he comes in the NFL, grinds by like year 3. Then he starts getting the balls he wanted.
Yeah.
Then he starts being the #1 target. If you throw me 120 passes every year, I'm going to act however I want to act because I know this team has to win with me.
Yeah.
The same reason why they feel like they have to win. That's why Le'Veon said that. He was like, okay, y'all don't think y'all need me that bad? I'll show you. And they missed the playoffs. He sat out the last game of the season. He didn't care if they won or lost. That wasn't on him. It was out of his hands. He didn't care about that game check. He already got his money.
Yeah.
So I would say he can't go back to Pittsburgh at all. But that goes back to Tomlin and more so Ben, because Ben is really he's iffy. Like, Ben is not a leader. Like, Ben is just a massive human being that can play quarterback good. As far as a leader, he's not a leader. So that's my biggest issue. So that's why I want him to leave.
All right, you heard it from the man himself, the future GM, Zachary Collins.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, he said he's going to the NFL. He stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with it.
I agree.
I mean, why would you choose to go to the NFL than going to the major leagues? Like, in my opinion, I feel like going to the major leagues, like, you get more money playing baseball than.
Keep going, please keep going.
In my opinion, I feel like players that go to the major leagues get paid way more than players that go to the NFL. One, you're less risk of getting injured when you go to play baseball. When you go to NFL, you bound to either get a bruised knee or like something that's going to be major significance than when you go to major leagues. So in my opinion, I feel like it could have been best for him, but I think he could have did way better than going to the Major League Baseball.
He could have did way better going to Major League Baseball. He could have did better Major League Football playing NFL. You want him to go to the MLB or you want him to go to the NFL?
I want to go to the MLB.
Okay, you heard that, right?
All right, boom, you get me.
That's not what's going to happen.
Major League money. Here's the thing. Everybody think you get millions and millions, you know what I'm saying? You signing big bonuses and all that.
I mean, I ain't saying like signing a big
top prospect, you're going to get a bonus, but your salary is going to be whack.
Base salary is going to be $200,000.
Like, people
His
don't
signing
realize
bonus
you
is
got to
about to
go
be
through
like
a
10
whole
million.
process. It takes you like 5. Some people, it take them like 8 years just to get to the pros before they come out the minors.
I mean, I understand
And
that.
then he got to play in the minors where some of them folk are way better than people that's already in the majors. They just don't have a chance or.
I mean, but I feel like with the arm that he has, I mean, I feel like he can go out there
Can
and.
he hit? People who
I mean,
hit don't sit.
I mean, it's a good question because I've never seen him hit a ball. But I mean,
He did good in college, but
yeah.
This is different.
This a whole league.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we all know when you go from college to major leagues, it's definitely a bigger difference. But I mean, I definitely feel like if he can compete in baseball. He can compete in the NFL.
In the NFL.
He can compete.
He can compete
In either way he go. He can compete. To me, in my opinion.
He can compete either way. Yes, he is a God-given athlete that he has the ability to do whatever he wants at whatever field he chooses. He's chosen the NFL. The NFL is the more money he gets now, there's going to be more fame. He's a handsome kid, so he's going to get all of these endorsements, especially if he plays well.
I mean,
if you go to a market like New York or whatever, like he's going to get. Like the money is not going to be a problem. He plays a position in the NFL where you can't touch them. You can't touch them below their knees.
I mean,
what are you saying? Like he's going to be protected. The money he makes off of his first contract is going to be more money than he makes that first 5 years that he signed with the A's. He's making the best decision for him. And I told y'all, there is nothing in this world that compares to playing football.
I mean, I think football is
Nothing
for me,
in this
because I
world.
never played it, but I love football.
It's 16 chances to be perfect. Can you imagine how bored you are when you play 162 games of the same thing over and over? Some days you have 2 and 3 games. People in the outfield.
You got to have a real love to play
You have to be in love with baseball.
You definitely do have to have a love to play baseball. You definitely do to go a whole year. I mean,
for $200,000,
that's
just
just my
the NFL, and I'm going to get a $5 million bonus as soon as I sign here. Then my contract is, and then every week in the NFL, I'm going to get $200,000 for game checks.
The game check don't look like that in the minors.
Bro, it's no comparison.
They get minimum
I
wage.
hear you. I definitely.
And then you got to think he's like in our generation, so he wants to claim he's a quiet person, but he wants to be able to have these endorsements and get this extra money on the side. So
would
he's
you
not
feel like
going to do that.
if he was to go to the major leagues, do you think he would get those endorsements that he would get?
It would
going
take
to the
longer.
NFL?
That's what we're trying to get you to explain.
It's like 2 brothers I know in the pros that's got like major league endorsements.
And name them.
Adam Jones. No, I can't even think.
Exactly. Luckily, he has a memorable name. He is a Heisman Trophy. You can't win the Heisman Trophy and go play another sport.
I mean, I would.
It's happened before, but
I mean, that's like.
I would think he was going to take the Deion Sanders route and do both.
But you
And I
can't do that as a quarterback.
thought so too. To be honest, I really thought he was going to do that.
It's unacceptable as a quarterback.
I mean, it is. I mean, that's just my opinion. But I mean,
y'all gotta understand, like right now in college, he can do that. It's a 20-hour rule. Football only has 20 hours in my week.
Yeah.
They can't get 21. They can't get 19. They want to use all that time. In the NFL, your job is to know exactly what this team is going to do when they line up in this set. If you motion, you got to know what they're going to do off of that motion. Like, NFL is so intricate, and you have to be able to understand whatever you're seeing. You can't just go out in the NFL and wing it. That's why these players only last a year or two. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it happens. So he can't think in the offseason, I can go play baseball. That's the reason why Russell Wilson, he only goes to spring training camp just to keep himself in shape.
Yeah.
He's not going to risk himself getting an injury or anything just because football is more important. He's probably gotten advice from Russell Wilson. He can always go to baseball. If he went to baseball, he could never come back to football. The game changes.
So that was about to be my next question. If he would have chose baseball over football first, do you think he could have went back to the NFL after?
No, it's not happening. The game moves along. If you don't stay in the game is going to move along without you.
I don't think he'll be as in
It's a different type of shape. He's just sitting in the outfield all day.
I mean, I get it.
You watch baseball a lot. How many
knock to the players.
It's nothing. It's not a knock, but as far as fulfilling what he is as a person, you got to understand, this is somebody that won 42 straight games in high school. Then he signs to Texas A&M, who gets 112,000 fans every Saturday, no matter if they're playing Southeastern Louisiana or Alabama. That stadium is going to be filled. Then he leaves Texas A&M and goes to Oklahoma, who's one of the most storied programs in the nation. They just won 4 Big 12 championships in a row. They done went to the playoffs back-to-back years. One he watched, one he took them there. Like, you're not going to give this up to go play for the Oakland A's.
I mean, I understand the facts. I understand what you're saying. That's just how I was feeling. But
I understand, but I'm just telling you, in the end, when you really break it down, Baseball is the long game.
Yeah.
And granted, it's going to pay off in the end if he ever signs a $300 million contract.
Yeah.
But like David said, he's not hitting like that.
Yeah.
They using that man for his pure speed. He's a base stealer. He might get
lay down some buns.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Soft hits and
he's not somebody that's gonna leave the lineup off. Like he's not that person. Like that's just not him.
I mean, he can. Yeah, he's built for it.
But I'm saying like the one that they put up there so he can knock it out the park. Like them the people that get the money.
Yeah.
That's not happening for him.
I mean, I get what you're saying, man.
Oh, Aaron Judge got a sponsor too, Gatorade.
And he
New Era.
definitely flamed out. Like
Who?
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge flamed out.
He flamed out.
Nah, man.
He flamed out.
I'm ready to see where Bryce Harper gonna go. Hopefully, he goes to the Padres. Gonna be stupid stat. But anyways, Jason Garrett for the Cowboys last year, or he's out, right?
This
Or-
is last year. They
This
didn't
is
resign.
last
They
year.
didn't make his contract longer. They really just bought into the fact of if he doesn't produce this year,
Yeah.
he's out of there. And that's something that he needs. He needs that against him just to say like,
He needs something to spark a flame under his
Exactly.
Yeah,
butt.
like you know that
Because-
you don't have the job security.
not to say that the second round of the playoffs is something that they needed because they definitely do. They hadn't had a victory
Oh yeah.
in a long time. But when you have what is considered the best offensive line, when you have a top 3 running back,
And you
just
don't know how to coach that.
got a first round
Yeah.
draft pick at receiver, you got a quarterback who manages games well enough to win them for you. You can't put yourself in predicaments
Yeah.
to lose.
Yeah.
And I feel like at times he doesn't put his players in the right position. He watched the Rams just annihilate them defensively. Annihilate them defensively with their schemes, and Sean McVay was just running whatever he wanted to on their defense just because he used their aggressiveness against them.
Yeah.
So it's just I think it's just for the media's sake, for the fans' sake, because the fans have been clamoring to get
Yeah.
Jason Garrett out of there. But honestly, he's gonna end up staying.
You think so?
Definitely. Jerry wants to
Once Kyler Murray goes into the draft,
Yeah, that's gonna be a big situation right there.
see what happened was though. When we talk about Kyler,
He changed things though. He gonna change a lot.
if he works, if Kyler really works in the NFL, that's just the dynamic of
Yeah,
everything.
of course.
But also, Kyler already is starting trouble because Cliff Kingsbury is the head coach of Arizona Cardinals. Mind
know he gonna go out there.
I don't feel like he was ready.
No.
He's young. He didn't win at Texas Tech, so I don't feel like
I mean,
it's his time.
he didn't have a lot of winning seasons, but he produced a lot of good athletes at Texas Tech.
Yes, but when you have the NFL MVP and you still lose games,
I mean, yeah, I agree with you.
that's your job. Your job is to recruit. Your job is to
Yeah,
get
of
somebody
course.
in there around Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And granted, he had players on the offensive side, but the defense continued to give up these points. That's the theme of the Big 12, but
Yeah.
that happens. My thing is, I don't think he was ready to be an NFL coach. I think he should have did exactly what he did and played where he go to USC like he did. But he got this opportunity, so why turn it down?
Yeah, I mean,
So-
more money.
I was saying that to say this. He's already started controversy saying that if he given the chance, he's going to go after Kyler Murray. His team just drafted a quarterback last year in Josh Rosen. Granted, I'm biased. I'm going to take the sooner over Josh Rosen, but that's just me. But it's ways things work in the NFL, and he doesn't understand that yet. So that's gonna bring him trouble. You can't come out and say that you're gonna draft a kid, and that's not what they brought you there for. They
Yeah.
brought you to win with the quarterback you had. So everything is gonna come into fruition to see what happens.
Right. Everything's gonna come to fruition, you say, huh?
We gonna see.
We'll see. We'll have to see next week then. Cause we ran out of time, unfortunately. But NBA All-Star Weekend is here.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Oh, my fault. Team LeBron over Team Giannis. I got Team Harden for MVP.
Yeah.
I got Team Paul George for MVP.
I got my boy Harden, of course.
Y'all gotta stop. Y'all some homers, I swear.
Nah.
No,
I mean,
don't
my
like
dude,
James Harden.
that's another topic.
Yeah,
he's been going out, but I think he's not
Russell
being a team.
Westbrook.
He's not being a team player to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Harden.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we'll discuss that Monday because we're all out of time. But remember, baseball team plays this weekend. Track is doing their thing right now. Softball plays this weekend. Basketball and women's basketball
I play at Jackson
Man, just
State.
shout out to
Playing
PB
Jackson.
Athletics,
Shout out to P,
period.
man. We just doing the thing, man.
Man.
Ain't cuss on you, but.
Go.
We the school to
doing
come
the
to,
thing.
man.
But yeah, I'm David Smith.
I'm Zach Collins.
I'm Leon Brown.
I'm up to no good. For real.